Hello everyone, this is the Archfiend, and I'm making this video just as an explanation video that I can point to people to answer a question that I've been getting asked a number of times over the past few days. And that question is, where is Dominic? Now, though a lot of you out there might be saying, who the hell is Dominic and why the hell would I care where he's at? Well, I'm going to explain things here. For those of you that don't know, I, the Archfiend, have created a live video account. The link's right over there. It's a room that I go in and I chat and I meet up with people, my friends that come in there from the YouTube community and just the people I know in actual life and all that good shit. They're all welcome there. You're all welcome there. We just bullshit. We have a good time. We talk about a range of topics. We talk about a lot of my videos. I talk about a lot of rants that I'm going to be making in videos, and we all just try and have a good time and have fun. Anyways, there's an individual there that has been a fan of mine for close to or over a year now, somewhere around that. His name is Dominic. This is a kid that subscribes to my videos, comments on my videos. He's often one of the first people to comment on one of my videos. He loves telling me what he liked about him, what he'd like to see out of me. He tells me to review this video game or just silly shit like that. He sends me private messages, sends me emails, tells me about how his day was. He tells me about his, 3 chihuahuas and 3 shih tzus and just random shit in his life. A lot of shit that I could really care less about, but you know what? Hey, he's a passionate fan. So anyways, he is one of the people that have been joining up in the video chats that have been set up on my live video channel. When seeing him on the live video, I would often feature him. There's a way that you can feature, someone else's video stream and let them be viewed by everyone else in the room. So I would do that often with him. One thing that I wasn't aware of that this video began to show is that he is what you would call a special needs kid. Okay? He's not as, well adapted in society as you or I are. For the most part, I don't know, maybe some of you are worse off than he is. I'm willing to bet that's probably the case. But so anyways, he's quote-unquote not all there, to put it in a mild manner. So yeah, I looked at him and I said, you know what, hey, this kid gets a kick out of things. Granted, some stuff would get quirky and funny in there. The people in the chat would ask him to do jumping jacks and silly things, and it would be off-the-wall stuff, and he would have a genuine good time, but he knew where to draw the line between just being quirky and funny and ridiculous and extreme. Like, this kid wasn't, lighting himself on fire to amuse us or anything. He was doing stuff like push-ups and barrel rolls because he knew that we were entertained by it, and he was being an entertainer, okay? I saw this kid, and I said, you know what? He is getting some genuine interest and fun out of life. I would see him smile and laugh on there and have a good time. But that has all changed. Dominic is no longer part of my live video. He no longer has a YouTube channel. He's been basically stricken from speaking to me. Why, may you ask, that is? Well, the answer is simple. Dominic's parents are assholes. What happened last Sunday was Dominic sat down to dinner with his parents. What he and his parents didn't realize is that he left his camera and mic on, and we could hear everything that transpired during that conversation at dinner. And what Dominic had to say at the dinner table, I thought was extremely fascinating. All he could talk about is just his experiences in that video chat, and just talking about how fun it was, the people that he knows in there. And I said, my God, I mean, this kid just sounds like, an average kid. For someone, and let's be blunt here, he's a kid that isn't exactly going to go out and play, a catch-up game of basketball or football with the neighborhood kids. And in all honesty, I doubt the neighborhood kids are going to take him seriously or treat him right. The world is just not a just place with people that have special needs like Dominic. Anyways, Dominic sat down at that table. You could hear how happy he was. You could hear him talk about his entire day there and how much fun it was. And I said, my God, he sounds, you could see him on camera being what I would consider to be a severely mentally challenged kid, sound like an absolutely normal American kid at that dinner table. And I felt a sense of accomplishment. I said, holy shit, This kid is actually getting enjoyment out of life, and he sounds like any other kid, and ain't no one could tell me a difference about that. So, his parents came back after this, and they decided to look in on the chat room. Now, granted, a lot of what's said in this chat can be a bit more down to earth than some parents could like to handle, but guess what? It's the internet, and it's also the real world. Bad words are said everywhere. I said, and actually I'll get to this point a little bit later, but a lot of things were said because these parents were being douchebags because what he was doing on there didn't concern them. It's not like we were asking him to stab himself in the head with a knife for our amusement or anything. He was well off enough to know not to hurt himself or do something beyond repair to the house or shit like that. So these parents decided to look in, and people in the chat room decided to tell them what a goddamn set of douchebags they were being. And you know what? They deserved it because it was none of their goddamn business what Dominic was doing on there. He was having fun. He was having a good time. Things were not getting out of hand. So what happened is things did get out of hand. What the father did is, right after that, demanded Dominic turn off the computer. We actually physically all saw this, the people that were in the chat room, and I'm sure people are going to leave comments to verify that this is all the stone cold truth. The father came in and said, turn off, Dominic, turn off. And what happened next was, quite possibly the next set of severe events, is that Dominic's YouTube channel was canceled. Almost instantaneously. Dominic's live video channel canceled. No more access to Dominic. He was basically shut off from all of us that were his whole day, in other words, that he could talk about at that dinner table. So, in about an hour or so after Dominic had been kicked off the live video channel, everything was shut down, the father decided to come back on and come into my channel and in my chat room and decided to lecture me about how bad I am and how bad we were to Dominic and how damaging we were to Dominic. And I lost it with this father. I gave him the lecture of a lifetime that I wish I could remember to repeat right here. I'm going to try my best to recall a lot of it off the top of my head, but I basically explained to him. I said, okay, we're so damaging, yet your son, and one of the things that he loved to do was imitate Beavis from Beavis and Butthead. So I would say things like, okay, Mr. Father of the Year, we're so damning, yet your son watches and logs enough Beavis and Butthead in his mind to basically recite exact passages from that show off the top of his head. We're the ones that are damning because we're making him do jumping jacks or push-ups just to get a quirky laugh and just so he can laugh and smile and get genuine happiness out of the world. Screw you, asshole. You're the biggest douchebag in the world. I would add you to the douchebag list that I have, but you're on a whole separate list. You don't deserve to be with the douchebags on the Archfiend's list of douchebags. This father thinks that his world is going to revolve around keeping Dominic trapped in his room, locked out from genuine happiness. And like I said, what are you going to do, Dad? Convince all the neighborhood kids that a special needs child like him should just absolutely be accepted? Children are cruel in this world. Sure, you might have thought that we were cruel in this world, in the chat room world, that you happened to stumble upon it and look over Dominic's shoulder. Well, guess what? You deserve that cruelty because you're being a goddamn son of a bitch. Man, you just took Dominic away from one of the happiest experiences of his life. And I know that because he flat out would tell that to me. He would just be asking me, when are you going to be on, Archfiend? When are you going to be on next? I can't wait to come in the chat room again. I had so much fun last night, blah, blah, blah. I was like, man, I feel so good knowing that this little kid is getting some goddamn happiness out of life. Yeah, sure, the talk might have been down to earth, but like I said, this is an adult forum, and you know what? If that's the worst thing that Dominic's going to see is adult talk, then my God, pull out his eyeballs and cut off his ears, because you know what? He's not suited to set out for the rest of the world. Keep him locked up in a room forever then, Dad. You're the dad of the year. My God, I wish I could remember everything I said to that father. Boy, that father, he was just such a jerk-off smartass when he decided to come back onto my channel. I just couldn't believe it. I just could not believe it. I would ask him, I said, Dad, how did the conversation at the dinner table go? I was like, he had a lot to say about how happy his day was just talking to us. Well, anyways, Dominic probably is never going to be back in my live video channel. He's probably never going to talk about things, and he's probably going to just sit there and tell his parents how much he misses this experience. So, anyways, Dominic's parents, congratulations. You're the biggest douchebags that, I guess if I had to have a combo douchebag list, you could be at the top of that. So, anyways, that's the story of Dominic. I probably missed a lot of things, but a lot happened that night. But anyways, Dominic, if you're watching this, and I hope you will watch this, we miss you, buddy. Come on back sometimes. And when you get 18, maybe you'll move out of the house and be on your own. You're still welcome back then. I'll probably still be on YouTube then. But anyways, yeah, probably half of you out there still don't know anything about this. But anyways, I just wanted to make this video and clear the air on things and not have to repeat all this stuff in a goddamn chat room. So have a good night, everyone.